Well, I think that my view might be different to the general view. So, the general view in the Jura, if you speak to producers overall, is that they'll say it's terrible, far too many Burgundians coming here, they're pushing the prices up of the vineyards, and they're making wines in Burgundian styles, and we don't want that. Well, that isn't my view. Um, yes, I wouldn't want it to become too prevalent, but actually, I think in general, the most of the Burgundians that have come have some good things. So, for example, what used to be the largest company, but and still is the largest vineyard owners, was the Henri Maire company, the Domaine Henri Maire, which these days is called Domaine Maire. Now they are owned by Boisset today. They were
Uh,
in a terrible state before. The family had really lost control. The vineyards were not in good condition. Um, the vineyards have been really, really improved and revamped, and that's really very, very important. And the wines, personally, I'm not convinced about. But that's a commercial decision. I don't want to say much more. But they're, they've always been a bit on the side, but they do
yeah.
represent more than 10% of the volume of Jura. So obviously they are pretty important. Main Rollet that I mentioned earlier, people talked about a Burgundian takeover. But actually, it was a consortium of people, and only one of them was a Burgundy producer, and the others are they're doing a fantastic job. The future for Rollet is going to be absolutely wonderful. And then, okay, you might think of the Implicants, who were originally in my first book. So they were criticized. That is Guillaume d'Angeville from Marquis d'Angeville in Volnay. They
Hmm.
now have 15 hectares. They've always said they wanted 15 hectares. They do not want to increase that number. Personally, I think they're doing a fantastic job. They inevitably have haters. Um, and then there's a few others that have been buying up producers who, when there've been no other buyers. So I I did an estimate in my book. I counted everybody up, including
Yeah.
Rollet and including the main mayor, so the Boisset holdings. It was about 20% of Jura vineyards are owned by Burgundian connections. Um,
So yeah.
Look, it's an hour away. It's not really surprising. Um, and yeah, I don't quite know how you can control it. I would be extremely worried if it went anywhere close to 40%, I'd be very worried.
Yeah. No, I mean it's interesting to see this like not trend, but like this thing happening, and I mean it's part of the evolution of any region at some point if it becomes successful.
I think just
Some
just
some
one more point I'd like to
yeah.
make, and that is one of the big changes that's happened is that there are more and more and more terroir specific Chardonnays, for example, and even terroir specific Sauvignon Ouillet, and even occasionally terroir specific red. Um, that is an influence from Burgundy. Yet this
Mm,
is this is Jura showing off what fantastic different terroirs they have, and
yeah.
that is a Burgundy influence that's been really good. And I Jurassians might deny that it's a Burgundy influence, but